Welcome back to God Inc., guys. We're here with our Superman review. It's a little bit late, but it's okay. We was able to see it throughout this opening weekend, didn't see it together, but we do have some thoughts. Did James Gunn miss his shot, or was he firing on all cylinders? Find out in this video. All right, for real. It's me, Cloudy. We got that boy Doc here, and the other boy Ghost. And we're going to be here talking about the Superman film, directed and written by James Gunn. Going to see what we thought about it. All right. So, of course, first to start off, we're going to just get our thoughts about the film before we go into any spoilers. We do understand some people may have not seen it, so we're going to get just our initial thoughts. Anybody have an initial thing they want to say? Or you want me to start? I'll say my opinion.
Yeah.
It's me? Okay. My opinion is, I don't know how to feel. This good, and I don't know. Overall,
I don't know.
I'll give it a cautious thumbs up. I think it's on an upward trajectory. I can't give it 2. I'll give it a 1 thumb up. It's a good film. If you guys are questioning about going to see it, like Superman, blah, blah, it's not bad. It's a good film. So that's my take. I do have further thoughts, but I want to let everybody get their initial, like, how they feel. What about you, Doc? You looking like you like this nigga tweaking. That's what you looking like.
I'm gonna go last.
You're looking like this is godlike. That's what you look.
I'm going.
You want to go last? All right,
Ghost,
come on, Ghost. Come on, Ghost.
Yeah, I very much agree with you. Actually, I'm not quite sure how to feel. I'm leaning towards mixed positive. Like there's a lot of things to love about this movie, but there are some issues, at least that I have personally. But I think, like you said, it is a solid film, and I do think it's enjoyable, especially to like a casual audience member. So, and again, I would recommend you see it. I really do. But again, that's my general. I'm just very have a lot of thoughts about it. Can't quite pin them down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Come on, bro. Spit it out.
Guys, you both like the Batman, and you're giving Superman not enough, honestly.
You remember how I felt about the Batman?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a little bit of. It's a good film, but I thought the Batman had a little bit of like, hey.
So I want to remind everyone the purpose of this movie. The purpose of the movie is to establish a good foundation for the rest of the DCU.
Okay.
And I think it did it. I think it first avenged this.
Good, mid, bad. This is what we talking, brother. We didn't say that.
I think it was great.
I can agree with that statement.
No, I think it was great.
I think it was great.
Great.
2 thumbs up?
Thumb and a
put
half.
2 thumbs up on this one?
Thumb and a half up.
Thumb and a half.
Because there are some key things.
He understands.
There are some key things. There are some key
he's not
things
all right.
that I had issue with. But overall,
okay, so to give like
it was a really good superhero movie. It was refreshing compared to all the slop we've been getting. Because everyone knows Superman, right? A lot of people think Superman's boring, but this time they made Superman.
He certainly can be, but actually not boring.
All the films I have not seen. This is my first film Superman. I was so uninterested in watching Superman. I've seen like bits and pieces of Man of Steel. Everything else.
It has more flavor than Man of Steel. I can give you that. So there's more flavor.
This is like the first Superman that was like, yeah, I really need to go see this. And I'm glad. Should have saw in Dolby. If I do recommend when you guys go see it in Dolby. All right, I saw it in IMAX.
I saw it in laser.
But
this little box
it has really good sound design. Really good sound design. So I would Go see it in Dolby. Go see it in Dolby. All right. Like I said, the visuals are all there.
I'll say like
A lot of practical stuff.
yeah, it's a lot of practical and there's a lot of CGI.
Hey,
A certain character in this film.
Come on.
That's not my problem. But I'm not gonna spoil the plot of the film. When we get to spoiler talk, one of these characters look like AI slop. We'll talk about it when we get to the spoiler section. But basically, the film was definitely good. Like you said, it's a good jumping off point for the universe. I think James Gunn did a lot of things in this film to try to make it seem like it's an expanding universe and there's a lot of moving pieces. Did it all work? Some things failed. Some things stuck. So, overall, should you see the film? Yes. I think it's worth your time. I think it's worth your dollar. And it is an enjoyable film to go. You can watch it with the kids. A little bit of foul language, but you'll have your feel good moments.
There's a couple of foul gestures.
Foul gestures?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I think the acting pretty good all around. I like Superman and Lois's chemistry for the most part. Lois, I think this is probably the best Lois we've gotten in a very long time. I haven't seen the Superman and Lois show. I heard that was really good, but Lois, at least in the film sense, this is a very good Lois. I like this Lois.
Yeah.
The Justice Gang acting was not bad. The acting was not bad by any means.
Isabel Merced.
And they all did their
carried.
They did a great job acting in the roles of what they were given. And they fit the archetype that I kind of thought it was going to be pretty well. I think my favorite group of actors was Ma and Pa Kent. This was like probably the most authentic version that we ever gotten.
Yeah.
But it does expose a plot hole in Superman's film adaptations that no one's ever talked about, in my opinion. I'll get to that in the spoilers. But they did a great job. Like he said, the CGI was for the most part good. A couple of shaky scenes, like we seen the Superman scene in, I think it was in the trailer where he was like trying to like say, "Crypto, stop biting his ankles" in the Fortress of Solitude. And he was trying to kick him away. Look kind of sketchy. And there is, like I said, a character in this that looks like AI slop, as well as a pool of AI slop. We'll talk about that too. There are some
twists. It's a river.
Luther, a river of AI slop. My fault. A river of AI slop. Lex Luthor, great performance. He did a great job of what he was given. The chemistry between him and Superman, people was ranting and raving about that. I didn't get to see enough for me to really see if they got it for real.
I don't think it was about the chemistry. I think it was.
But I want to see more.
I think it's just all about him being such a hater the whole film. Like every scene he was in.
No, I'm not talking about the action in a film sense. Like if you look, it's like the chemistry of the actors. Like this is a guy that hates me, but it's like that dynamics. It's just like the dynamic. How it's like, this is my arch enemy, and there's people are ranting and raving about the actors having that chemistry back, like behind the scenes and stuff. And I was hoping to see it on screen to see like, oh, this is really feels like a rivalry we're going to be watching unfold throughout the years with multiple Superman movies. He's going to be a recurring piece, which he still probably will be. We didn't get enough personal scenes with a good enough chemistry because of how the constraints of each scene was. If you get what I'm saying. And we'll talk about that soon. So, this is kind of the overall thing I can say. Anybody want to add anything before we get into the spoiler warning?
Yeah. I guess my last non-spoiler thought is, I think for me, full disclosure, I've never cared for Superman. I will say that up front. If I were to choose a character that I think that I most closely identify with is Batman. Always been Batman. Always. And I'll And I'll explain like why I don't really vibe with like Superman as a character, like, you know, later on, but like ultimately it's just the character has like a certain naive idealism to him that I just don't necessarily relate to. So it's complicated, but yeah. So I'm gonna try not to be too harsh on it because again, I know I come at like a where I just don't really relate to the character itself, but I do want to say I think this is probably way closer to what Superman was intended to be than Man of Steel and what Zack Snyder envisioned the character. I just think that it's like light years better than Man of Steel because I could not stand Man of Steel at all. So I think that this is a good starting point, even if it's not like, even there's issues, it's not perfect. I think this is a good starting point for this version of Superman and this version of DC. So that's where I end that. That's where I end.
All right, anything from you, Dom? Are you ready?
I'm ready, but I wanted to say that. I really
You ready?
like Hot Girl.
Okay.
All right.
Face.
We're at the spoilers. We're at the spoiler time, guys. Spoilers. We're putting on the screen. Spoilers. Spoilers.
Air horns.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Hot take. Crypto sucked.
Whoa.
I hated Crypto for 99% of the film. I'm gonna be
hated
real, bro.
Crypto.
I hated Crypto for 99% of the film. I wanted him to go away. I wanted him to be put into the cage. Let that boy, put him in the dog cage and let him sit in the Fortress of Solitude, bro. I was so sick and tired of Crypto. I'm so tired of the dog. Didn't do nothing but hinder and suck.
What do you mean?
Even when I thought he was gonna be useful.
Third act.
He did at the end, the third act. That's it. When they're in the pool of AI
Second
slop.
act.
Crypto, help me, Crypto, help me, Crypto, help me. Huh? Lick the baby face? I was hoping like an internal like dog instinct was gonna kick in. He's gonna try to pull at the cape, couldn't do it by himself or something. No! What? Biting Mr. Terrific's spears? T-spears? It was like, but it's foreshadowing the third act thing with the final fight with Ultraman. But it's like, bro,
Listen,
biting at the shoes, getting in the way, you ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing but be annoying.
He almost messed up the engineer, you know?
Almost.
But chasing a dang flying squirrel, get out of here, Crypto. I was hoping Crypto was gonna do something cool to break out himself. Hey, come to the square or some. Not saying the way he got out the Lex Cube, Superman got out the Lex Cube was bad. It was good, but Crypto could have did something useful.
That was just a regular.
Besides, take out some fake Doombots and bite some cameras. Did he do anything?
Did Lex not feel like Dr. Doom without the powers this whole fucking movie?
Diet Dr. Doom. He felt like Diet Dr. Doom. Luthervania? This is right out here. Got Doombots and Luthervania.
Yeah, as soon as he came out, I was like, those are Doombots.
Come on, man.
Those are Doombots right there.
Going through portals. Come on, man. Like, but that's my biggest hot take. Crypto, I ain't like Crypto, bro.
That's crazy.
I ain't like him.
That's crazy.
I didn't like the dog. And
I didn't like the dog.
to say like, oh, it's because he was poorly trained from Kara, Supergirl. I don't care. That dog should have had like, it didn't have a redemption arc for the dog. The dog was just turned around. So
Yeah.
I
will say
it's serious.
I will say that it is a choice to introduce Crypto as this annoying, unhelpful, like just it's a choice. is definitely true.
Like I'm not saying he shouldn't.
It's a dog.
You're right, because I'm not saying he should have did like the hey Crypto come here. The first time we seen him, that's completely fine. Crypto beating on him and stuff. It's like okay, Crypto wants to play. I'm fine with that. When it's time to whoop some cheeks, booty, like
I mean, like
Crypto, do something helpful.
he didn't get the training yet, right? I mean, I don't know it. So like in the comics, Crypto is like human level intelligent.
Yeah. Here it's just a dog, just a super dog, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But like now we have to think, when did he get Crypto? Was it like he just so happened to be dog sitting and the events of the movie happened? Because they kind of made it seem like.
That's what kind of.
Because when Card came back, it was just like, hey.
I mean, he did specifically say it was like a foster situation. So
Yeah. But foster implies like long term. So in the long term sense, bro, you got some off days from the Daily Planet. We got to teach this dog something, bro, because it's too powerful to be not knowing basic commands. Attack here. But he knew get the toy. That's for sure. Knew get the toy.
It came in handy, bro.
But-
it came in handy. The second act, bro. It rhymes, right?
like, and again, I can see realistically that he probably didn't have time to train him. He's saving the world, like, and work at Daily Planet. Like, he probably did not have time. He probably just left the dog.
Yeah, just left the dog and was like, "Hey, bots, watch him."
But the
yeah.
super
Yeah.
bots.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary.
Gary.
Well, yeah, that's just like my hot take. But let's get to more parts about the film. So first, let's look at the actor. How did David do as Superman? How did you guys feel about that? I think he was. I'm not mad. I think he did a pretty good job. I'm fine with him being a Superman.
I did feel like Superman.
I'm fine with him feeling like a early Superman. Like he got the early Superman vibes. Where it's like he's trying to figure it out, wants to do what's right, and he feels like a guy who's like over time he'll get that aged look to him where it's like,
Yeah.
So I he
Was
gets
it
the
the-
height and stuff. He's
was
him
it
and
the
Lex being the same
same-
size almost. Is like,
Yeah, was it as like I don't know, I feel like we're gonna keep comparing this to the Batman. Was it like because like, they're both kind of skinny.
he got a little bit of thickness, like because Lex was
I don't agree with that.
Superman. He has some thickness. His neck is he got his neck bigger and stuff. He's not a small guy.
I'm not
And
saying
he was
he's
towering-
like super small. I'm not, but like I'm just saying.
Robert Pattinson, no matter how hard he tries, he's not like that tall or big. He just was like ripped kind of. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, but at least David has like the height, and he was full enough. He wasn't jacked by any means, nor did we get any shirtless scenes or nothing like that. Not saying I wanted that or whatever, but like we didn't get no like physique scenes for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
While
it was
with Henry Cavill, that like we got like when he was doing the like they showed that boy's muscles off. They was like, hey, we gonna show this boy's muscles off. So I'm fine with not seeing it, but he wasn't like super jacked. I'll say that. He wasn't super jacked, but he's big enough. And he had the suit on that doesn't show that it's not like compressed.
Yeah.
Nobody had like compressed suits or nothing like that. So he could definitely be abbed up under that stuff. It's just his suit.
Yeah, I think the
not showing how-
costume design overall was like really good. Like I
Was
really
good.
liked.
Yeah, it was good.
I really liked the costume for Superman.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I mean, even
How do you put it on though?
That's the question. That's the question. It looked like a perfect
I mean, the
notebook
original-
with no like he like
Yeah, but no opening. So I was like,
Okay.
I guess it's under a K maybe? I don't know. The K was kind of lame. Anyway. What were you saying, Ghost?
yeah, I mean, I think as far as Superman go, I think he's like up there. Like, I mean, he only has one movie, but I think he's up there. And like, this might be a hot take. I really don't care. Henry Cavill was not a good Superman.
That's fair.
He's not a good Superman. Originally, I was like, okay, I gave him the benefit of the doubt of he just had a horrible script around him, and it just did him no favors. So I just thought that was like I thought that wasn't his fault. But I think here, where I have some issues with the writing and I have issues with the writing here. I think David is able to rise above it. I think he's able to rise above it in a way that Henry Cavill was never able to. Never able to. So I think
He definitely sticks out. I'll say yeah. He sticks out and is like he adds enough flavor to the Superman to show like this is definitively like his type of Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say that I wish we got to see more Clark.
Sure.
Didn't see as much Clark as I wanted to see.
Yeah.
We got like that one scene at the beginning when he was late to work, and then it was like a little bit of it. But even then, he didn't sound like, if you go back to the original like standard, which is Christopher
Reeve.
what's his name? Christopher Reeves. He did a literal like transformation where he had the nerdy voice, different type of like speech pattern, everything. Then when he Superman, he's like, I'm Mr. Intimidating, I'm here. And he encapsulated that very well. Here, we didn't really get to see enough Clark to really see if he did that well.
Yeah.
And he had that moment where he was talking to Lois while he was Clark, and it's like the Superman was coming through, but I thought that was like the whole purpose. And then pretty much after that scene, whenever he was Clark, he was still like how do I say, like guard down, like in a safe space to where he could still be him natural self, and him and Superman blended together, so where there was no like definitive. He's just like Clark Superman, not Clark Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got that vibe watching it, but I don't think the movie made that clear enough. I don't think it made that point clear. Like, I can definitely see that, but I don't think that point was made of like, the line is like really blurred. Like, as Superman, he is Clark. Like, Clark is like
exactly. He's one character. He's just one dude.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes you know it's not him is the hypno glasses. Mm-hmm. That's literally what it is. He didn't change his voice, didn't have to like act any different.
Yeah.
For real. Besides, excuse me, but I feel like he would say that as Superman.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, let me get through. He wouldn't just bump you around. So
yeah, he was just one character. Yeah, the whole movie. Actually.
Yeah, he's just one character.
And it makes sense, but
it's a big change, honestly. It's a big change. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Yeah, because like honestly, he was confident, but he wasn't like, I'm him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was just
he never felt like I'm him.
He was just like down there at the whole movie.
And honestly, if you think about it, he ain't really do nothing fire for real. He ain't do nothing cool except for like the Ultraman ending part where he was like, "Oh, you don't know how to fight no more. I can beat you up." But it's like you beating basically a special ed guy. If you think about it, guys. All right, let's talk about it, guys. Because spoiler, it's Bizarro. That's who Ultraman is.
Yeah, it's Bizarro. I was like, hey,
and it's Bizarro. I'm like, wow. James Gunn he's trying to make an expanded universe by throwing in a bunch of stuff into the Superman soup. And it's like, here, guys. And to get this character, which obviously being thrown in a black hole, he can come back. Mindless, doesn't know how to talk, just knows how to punch. Bizarro / Ultraman. And so you beat up a guy who is like disabled, if you think about it. Like, but that's all he did. And then everything else was like stopping stuff from falling, feats, stopping the skyscraper, stopping the monster from falling, stopping from the foot stomping on the lady. All he did was stopping feats. He didn't do no like, I defeated a thing feat. Even when he beat the girl who had the nanovirus,
the engineer,
he just outsmarted her.
Well, he just had like an insane show of force. Honestly, I'm not even sure it was like outsmarting. I mean, I guess maybe you could view it that way, but I don't know. I just think
it was like. That's all because he just went straight up and it came straight down.
Yeah, like literally just coming down like a missile. Like literally, that's.
I thought he was going to the sun and was going to like burn her off or some shit.
Yeah.
No, it was just like up, straight down, and I was like, okay, that works. Then he spit up the black ramen noodles, and then it was like, all right, cool, okay. Okay, but like I said, this Superman, James Gunn said he wanted to make him more grounded and more defeatable. He definitely feels defeatable.
Yeah.
So, um, I overall though, actor, he did a great job. David did a great job, and yeah. So if we get to the plot, like the early signs of the plot, so if we follow the events of the plot, starting in the first minutes, James Gunn said he doesn't want to show like the beginning origin story of a lot of these superheroes because it's played out. I get it. He doesn't show an origin. He just gives us like a text box thing, 3,000, like 300, 300, like 330, 33s, like going down in the time slot thing. That's fine. And showing that Superman was already beat, and then Crypto had to drag him to the Fortress of Solitude, establish the Fortress of Solitude, establish the parents and the speech while he's getting healed, gets him back into the battle.
I feel like we started too end. Like we should have started.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, like the whole like, what was it 3 days ago or something like that, when he intervened.
Yeah, we intervened. I wish we started there.
We should have saw that. Like, I feel like if we saw that,
yeah,
it would have been even.
It would have been better.
It would have been way better.
And if I think, you had three different. Yeah, speaking of three, you had three different ways you could have started this film off, and I think it would have made it better and answered some questions. So that's one of them. The way you said, start showing that conflict, which I forgot the name of the fictional places. Let's call it for what it really is: Palestine, Israel, and so you have that. Sorry, I'm gonna get demonetized for saying that word. So I have Palestine, and then the other place. I know what you're talking about.
It's called Jarhanpur.
Jarhanpur, and what's the bad place? But it's sort of B.
Boravia.
Yeah.
So he stops the conflict between those two, stopping the Boravian army from invading the people. That's one way you can start the movie. Then you have it to where time jump, people, I don't know, something. Maybe the people embracing him after he saves, so we get that idea of like people love Superman.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we were missing that before the big shift. And that's the way you can tackle that. Then you have it to where he tries to go back to work. Lex says, "Oh, we got some cooking. Send it out." And then you have the events go from there. I think that another way you could start it is Clark is off from the Daily Planet for the day, and he's patrolling the area as Superman, but he's kind of just walking around, and he's walking through the neighborhood of Metropolis. Mm-hmm. He sees the sandwich guy or the hot dog guy, whatever, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, Superman, thank you." And he's like, "Hey, I was coming to buy." And he's like, "Oh,
he's a falafel.
I forgot what he sold." Falafel stand. I'm sorry. So he was selling falafel, and he could have been like, "Oh, here, take your falafel and get the free falafel." And Superman's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then kids are coming up Superman. He's embracing them, hugging them, taking pictures, and we get that sense of everybody loves Superman. Then the Hammer of Bavaria shows up, and then it's like, "Oh, I gotta fight, guys!" And he puts everything down and goes to fight, gets beat up. Crypto scene happens. Blah 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 blah. Or you can do the old-fashioned Superman trope. He starts in the Daily Planet as Clark Kent. You get the rounds of showing all the characters. Jimmy, Lois. What's his name? The Perry. All those people. You get to show them off as Clark is interacting with them. The news says the Hammer is here. I gotta go to the bathroom. Classic chest shot. Go. That's the three ways I think could have started the film better. And it tonally either gives us more information about the Daily Planet and Clark and his daily life, gives Superman the showing the community loves him, and people love him, which sets up the tonal shift a little bit better, because I didn't really see that the people loved him and cherished him as much. Like, there was no Superman posters, wasn't people cosplaying as him. We get the classic, like, even Superman cape. Somebody's having a cape. Like, oh my gosh, Superman. We didn't even get that. Like, the old, like, the Iron Man mask thing, or somebody wearing a Spider-Man mask, and Spider-Man gives him a fist bump or something. We just needed some one of those interactions. Yeah. And they kind of gave it to us right before they showed the footage of the parents, where he was hugging the little girl, and then the footage came out. But I wish we had a scene to either do that, or like you said, Doc, show the conflict about to happen, show Superman coming there, stopping it.
I mean, I think,
and then it's like this sets the tone.
Everything you suggested could have been implemented before this.
In that one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we could have got. You're right. We could have started the movie as Clark instead of Superman. Mm-hmm. Could have still seen them patrolling.
And then maybe the news, they show a news report thing, and the news shows him doing this stuff. Maybe that. And so we just get a little bit more confidence.
Maybe that.
I know you want to see the scene itself.
Yeah, I'm thinking he starts his day. I want to see his rationale going up to the point of they're about to.
Yeah, you can even before the event. You're right, before the event. Yeah, so he starts his day as Clark. Yeah. He does. He sees that the conflict's about to rise. I gotta go to the bathroom, but he goes over there to stop it. Then he returns or something as Superman. The people are like, "Hey," they don't really know what just happened, but they're like, "Hey, Superman, blah blah blah." Or they try to set it up to where the Hammer comes out and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" Or something like that. So there's ways you could have changed it just to give a little bit more context to the world itself, how the people feel about Superman, why this is bad with what he did, blah 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 blah. Because someone who's not really politically inclined wouldn't really understand the ramifications of his actions, which that is kind of like the thing of Superman, where it's he doesn't understand the ramifications of his actions. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he is in a right world where he's I acted on myself. It's but you reside in the U.S., so you're technically a U.S. Pawn, basically. It's well, no, and that's a dynamic that we didn't get to fully see flesh out in the film, which I didn't really like. But I would have liked him to have to meet the president or something, and it's we have to clear this up. But instead, we got the other part of the film where the parents. Now, this is a big debated topic online with the origin story of Superman being changed. How'd you guys feel about that?
I think it's an interesting change, and I think it made sense. I think it was a good driver of conflict and it made sense. And I think in order to get enough people to turn on him or to at least get a good propaganda point, from Lex Luthor started, I think that it made sense. But ultimately what doesn't truly make sense is that it has ramifications for so much other things in the lore. It can just change so much about other characters down the line, and it's it basically just makes the Kryptonians the sort of kind of inherently evil, which I don't know how I feel about that, because it's I know it kind of reinforces the point that his goodness comes because he was raised as human. He has humanity from his parents, and that's kind of where it comes from. And basically, he's making the active choice to be good, to help people, to save people, to bring a greater good. And I think his directive literally being to rule over Earth, but that he doesn't care about that. He could care less about that. And again, I do like it. I do like it, but again, I do think about what this could mean about how Kryptonians are portrayed going forward.
We need Zod still.
Yeah, because now would his parents be aligned with Zod?
Yeah,
exactly. And now, and now that's I feel kind of similar where it's I didn't necessarily hate it, but it causes a lot of problems in the immediate and in the future. I think that unfortunately it didn't stick the landing all the way because of how James Gunn executed it, in my opinion.
Sure.
Because there's many different holes you could poke in it. So let's look at it from a civilian standpoint. If I'm in this city, I just saw Superman save us from this monster. It was about to crash down. He let it down. He was a part of the Justice Gang helping us save us. This footage comes on the big screen. Hey, here's two people that look human-esque in some garb that they like. Think about like in like a movie. They made this garb. They can easily make this garb for any reason. It's a billionaire who just showed us his footage in a hologram, and the footage is of people talking a language that does not exist on Earth, and they're saying that it just means this.
They're saying it's authentic. Like, how would they know that?
Exactly. Oh, we got all the linguistics on it, and it's like this, huh?
Like quite literally, as far as they know,
this is
the only person that can speak Kryptonian is Superman. As far as they know.
Exactly.
So, like, how the hell would they know?
Yeah. So how do you translate this? Then on top of that, everyone's like, yeah, this is just not altered footage, just the real footage. Okay. Let's not even talk about like the whole AI epidemic in like current life.
Deepfakes,
let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Even though you can bring that up. Again, these look like two humans. Nothing about them, like, it's not like Kryptonians have like a certain green skin or something like that. They look like humans. So you could have had two people dress up, speak some gibberish, say that you said kill all people.
Yeah.
Like
what?
It was just it just. I do think that it is technically. I do think it's authentic. Like, I don't think he doctored it. I do think that it's what it is.
Oh no! Yeah, it was what it is. Like his parents definitely like said kill him. But as a human, why should I believe this? As like a regular human, why should I believe this? All I've seen is Superman do good stuff, and it's like you just come out with a clip saying like, "Oh, these people are his parents." I don't know what his parents look like. Who are these people? As far as I'm concerned, who are these people?
I think as silly as it sounds, like, to be perfectly fair with how propaganda works in real life,
there are some people without just people.
Yeah, like, not even, like, if you, because it wasn't even just that, like, they literally, like, Lex Luthor and the media, like, literally created this image of, like, a literal harem. Like, he wanted to, like, you know, have as many wives as he could possibly have, and it was, like, creating this sense of fear. And it's, like, again, that, for a lot of people, can be effective.
Like a lot of people like
I feel like it was too
have a justified fear of things, but it's
it was literally instantaneous.
Yeah.
And like, again,
that's the only issue. It was instantaneous.
I feel like a lot of this
is like condensed for time. Like, we have a very limited, like, just over 2-hour runtime, so we needed to kind of get
everything just going, get the ball rolling.
Yeah, just going. Yeah, even if it didn't totally gel.
I mean, I know exactly where they could have got the time from. Like,
where
the whole parallel universe could have got cut down, like, considerably.
The ending of it, like the way he got out, I think we could have just let him get out. Stop some couple bots and just let him get out. If you wanted to cut it off, but the stakes of like, we can get to that scene when we get to that scene, because that scene is, I think, to be honest, one of the worst scenes in the film. But it's not because like the idea of it is bad. It's just the way it was executed. And I think I talked briefly about it with Ghost off the camera. He got it spot on with a take about it. So when we get to that point, I got something to say, and I think Ghost does too. But to keep it on, to pretty much circle this situation, now another issue I have is the fact that we are introduced to Supergirl later in the film. I don't know her origins, but the original origin of Supergirl was she was supposed to be taking Clark to the ship and getting him to the Earth. But then they got lost because of everything. Not necessarily lost, but they got split up because of the conflict that was going on. And why is their planet about to be destroyed now if it wasn't a division in the Kryptonians? But okay, so you got them then we getting split up, and she got separated. He went to Earth. She later on finds him, and they reunite. I have no problem with that. The problem is, wouldn't she be spitting the same rhetoric that the parents are spitting? Because she's usually older than Clark. So if she's like teenage, she knows enough about Kryptonia to know that they probably think they're better than other things in the galaxy, even though they're from a Red Sun universe. So why would they ever have that thought? But okay, let's say they're thinking that they're just better than other people, And he's like, "Hey, didn't you like not supposed? You were supposed to clear this planet. What you doing, Clark or Kal-El? What you talking about? My parents said to keep everybody safe here. No, they didn't. You watched the clip, right? Yeah. It shows the clip. It stops halfway. Oh, the rest of that clip said kill everybody. Huh? And they would have had like a conflict about that.
Well,
Not saying they would have fought, but
the clip said rule over everybody. That means do whatever you need to do.
Okay, rule over still. You're supposed to rule everybody. Why are you not like destroying these people and taking over? And it's like, what are you talking about? And they would have had some sort of like, it should have been some sort of talker there. They're saying, oh, she's a party girl and blah blah blah, so she wasn't even caring. But it's like, this seems pretty important that you're gonna tell your child. I believe that if you told your child this in the message, you would have told her that before letting her take you out on the ship. And she would at least express that to Clark or something. But
I will say it's a very casual introduction considering what's been revealed. Like, and again, it could be complicated. Like, we don't know. Like, her movie's supposed to come out like next year. Yeah, and it could be, you know, her parents had a whole different directive. Could be. So, because, you know, she was sent by her parents. So again, that's possible, but again, it's like
now we have a big asterisk of like, when she comes back in the film, why didn't Clark immediately say, "Hey, what the hell is this?"
Yeah, like, because again, there's a whole huge dynamic.
Yeah, that was pretty important to his whole entire life. Like, he's like, to the point to where right after she leaves, hey, play the clips of his parents, and he plays it of Ma and Pa Kent because he's like, fuck my parents, basically. So he should have said like, hey, what was this? Like, Kara, what is this? What is this clip? Why did they say this? What is happening? Did you know this?
It seemed like,
what have you done? But he kind of just was like, shrug.
It seemed like he was older. It seemed like the roles were reversed.
Yeah, it seems like he's older and she's younger. That's what it seems like. You're right. But she had her own costume and stuff like that. So it's
in most iterations, like, she's technically older, like she's born older, but like there's usually
like in a lot of cases, like there's a maturity stop that they
yeah. So I think like on Earth, he's always been older, at least in most. So, but yeah,
that's something that I didn't really like about. And like you said, Doc, I didn't like how fast everybody turned. Like, immediately, like, come away from him, child. Come away from him. It's like, what the fuck? Nigga just saved the day. And I was like, don't touch his filthy hands. Run away. What? And then, like, the metahumans being like, yeah, I know it's our job, but, like, I'm not risking my sweet hall of justice to go, like, who cares about this whole Palestine, conflict? I don't care. Shrug emoji. I'm not... government. You just gonna sit by and let them just get murdered? Sips coffee, reads magazine.
Hey,
at least Mr. Terrific was looking like, I feel kind of conflicted. Then he ended up helping, but it was like the other two was like,
Mr. Terrific is one was there for, like, he was just interested in why his nanites stopped. it wasn't even like, I'm gonna go help Superman.
Yeah.
It's actually, I want to investigate why my nanites just have a dead trail here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hot Girl's still great. I don't really care about Guy, but Hot Girl.
We can talk about. Let's talk about Just Game real quick. Hot Girl had no character, bro. Be real, no character.
Yeah.
She was how many lines she have? 6 lines. So
yeah.
Stop fawning over her.
No.
Let's be real. She had more than actual lines in the film. And by the 5th I was like, all right, you can kind of shut up. You can kind of just stop cawing. You can swing at him and use your mate. I have no issue.
She was like Banshee.
Basically, because I was like, dang, imagine hearing this in Dolby. It would have been busting my eardrums. Because it was, they had it on the, like, they frequencied it up. They cut all the low end. And it was, so, But yeah, she was swinging in, but she had no character. I really didn't like that. Guy Gardner, it was good. He fit that like older vet. Hey, why you don't like this? This is cool. Justice Gang. Like, no, shut up, old man. And it's like, listen, I'm the leader, but it's like, no, you're not. We're kind of just a team. It's like, but I'm the leader type of vibe. Cool. And I liked, of course, the ending, like with his constructs. I thought his constructs looked really good, and I liked them. Uh, Something that I'm hoping in the future Lantern show, they show with Hal and also John is the differentiation that they have with their powers and how they think differently to use their constructs. So Guy Gardner was pretty funny here. He did the middle fingers, the backhand, blah blah blah. He also used, oven mitts to try to lock up the hands. I think like someone else may have used like maybe like a handcuffs type of thing or like a gauntlet holder thing, but he used oven mitts, so that was funny. He used the muzzle to try to stop him instead of just like guarding the mouth or something like that. So it was a little bit of flavor there with the constructs. I like that, and so I'm excited to see him further. If they keep, I'm pretty sure he's in the show, but I know he apparently doesn't interact with Hal, which is weird. But um, I'm hoping to see him in the future. And then Mr. Terrific, they gave him a lot in this film. I'm not mad. I'm happy to see a black man get the screen time.
Gave him a lot.
I will have to say, I was watching the film and I was like, something about this film I just don't really vibe with or I don't gel with all the way. And it's really evident in his I forgot what the corporation Lex had of like soldiers he was building and stuff. I forgot the name of them. But when there was the scene where Lois and Mr. Terrific go to find the nanites where Superman went, and it was on the beach, and all the people went to try to attack him, that entire fight scene, I don't really like the circular camera, blurred background fight scenes anymore, man. I don't like it. Uh, it wasn't as bad as like Deadpool Wolverine, 100 Deadpool fight. That was awful. But this was it's like Mr. Terrific. They tried to make him as cool as they could. So it was like
I mean,
taser.
He was cool.
I'm with a combat sense. Taser and just hands. Don't know why he was knocking people's out. I guess he just like knew he calculated what trajectory he had to throw the hook to knock him out. A dude in an armored Iron Man suit, but he was knocking him out. I don't know what's in his gloves. And then he had the spears, the T spears. Tasing and stuff.
Don't know about anyone else, but like when the Justice Gang first, came in to fight that monster, I did think his little seat that, he used to propel looked a little silly. I will say that.
A little.
Like it,
I was like, why did you make this man look lame? Like,
and then it was like, all right, let's just have the show just so Lois can get out.
Even a jetpack would have been better. Like he was literally just sitting in the air and like that just looked a little strange.
The only reason I gave it a pass is because he was having to like type things on his keyboard to analyze the monster. So I'm like, all right, I guess if you want to act like you're sitting at a desk, I get it. But he could have just flew on jetpack and did like this or something, and it still would have been.
Or maybe, and the thing that made it look weird is that it wasn't even technically a real seat.
It was more like
the orbs just covering him. Yeah.
Not even that, like, because like when he was like when the fight was over, and then when he was like when they walked into that building, you get a good look at it, and like it was all bulky, like it was like wrapped around his legs and everything, and it was like it just looked.
Yeah, because I didn't even pay attention that hard.
No, like I'm sure in editing I could find a picture of it, but it looked strange. It looked very strange, and he used it. Yeah, he used it. Yeah, because he used it towards, the end when they were trying to fix the
Wait, like he was holding on to crypto at one point. I remember. So.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, because it got damaged.
Yeah, he got damaged. Yeah, the very very end.
He was in the chair at the end too. Yeah.
When he was going to it. Yeah.
I guess I was blinded. I was blinded by the cool scene he had on the beach.
I didn't think that scene was that cool. I'm gonna be honest, man.
He just looked like he had it, bro. And I was fully expecting like Ultraman to show up and get Lois or something, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
They just let him be.
Which that
terrific.
made no sense. Why did so? I don't mind him destroying the beach people. Why didn't Lex get like any radar indication that somebody was near his portals, like or anything? Nobody sent the SOS. Nothing. And it's not like this is a Joe Schmo. This is Mr. Terrific, like well known in the U.S. So it's like, hey, what are you doing near my portal? And he was able to be into the portal until it broke itself, basically. So it wasn't like he activated the portal. Once you activate the portal, there's no reason you shouldn't be getting like an alert. Portal's been activated at a place where nobody you wanted to be authorized activated it. That didn't happen. He was able to open the portal, sit there, and have it open for the max amount of time before it crunched on itself and free Superman without any alerts to Lex until he's already free.
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought it was wild. I was like, where's Lex at? There's not... What is Lex doing?
Yeah,
right
I'm
now?
like, huh? What is Lex doing
painted.
that's so important that is not keeping Superman in this parallel universe? Or pocket universe, I'm sorry. Pocket universe. So that was kind of like, what? What's going on? And that's the sad part. That's where, because I didn't really care for that beach scene, and it led into the worst scene. So,
like, he had Superman. He had him. Like, he literally had him. And it just felt like, I will always refer to The Incredibles monologuing. Like, he just wanted to monologue and, like, just keep, like, and there was no real reason for him to do that. He could have just killed him. Could have.
He could just kill Superman. You got him. But he wanted to torture him. This would be like, Nana Boo Boo, sick and doo-doo. And he was like, he had all those people in there that he wanted to just be like, I got you in a collection. Which is like a whole twisted thing. And then he ended up finding the falafel guy and ended up killing him in front of Superman, which I get it. He was under the kryptonite, like he was basically like getting slowly killed and poisoned. Unfortunately, since we lost all the emotion that Superman could have had for that guy.
Yeah,
we lost all the emotion in the scene because of that. We got the
even after the fact.
He did do it after the fact. He wasn't even like upset about that. Like for real. Like you killed this man and stuff like that. He was innocent. He didn't do nothing. I know we didn't really have time to bring it back up, but like all we got was like you said the tear, which is like I get it, he cared, but like imagine if he wasn't being like ultra sick, he could have gave like a really emotional scene there because like you just killed this guy. But I get it, kryptonite, got to keep him down. That brings me to talk about Metamorpho. Yeah, but it was a guy. No, that Superman would have cared if it was anybody, bro.
I understand that. I understand that.
Especially this Superman, he would have cared. He would have cared.
This Superman is just invincible. Let's be honest.
No. I genuinely think he cares. Like I think it's
so literally
anybody. He saved a damn squirrel.
I get that.
He saved the damn squirrel. He saved the squirrel. Like he cares about everybody. He does. So I genuinely think that he would care. I think he cares.
Superman?
Like genuinely.
Yeah.
This movie is equal to Invincible.
So just like Mark Invincible. Like if you mix the Filter Mice with like Saiyans, just mix it together. It's like he's like a Goku Mark hybrid.
He's a more capable Invincible because like Mark, it's like no, he is because Mark isn't fast enough. He's not like he gets bested by every single person. With Superman, it's like
what did Superman do here? He beat a special ed person. That's all he did, and he stopped buildings from falling. That's all he did. Let's talk about it. That's all he did.
Wait.
He beat some Lex bots. He stopped 2 skyscrapers from falling on somebody and still got crushed. He got crushed by everything he wanted to keep from falling. Keep that in mind, guys. He didn't, hey, I picked it up. He just held it enough for the person to get out on their own. Lady, drive your car. Huh? I think he about to grab the car out the way. Grab her out the car. Get out. Gets crushed. He got crushed 3 times.
I will be fair. I guess you can interpret Ultraman like that, but I interpret it as nothing more than an extension of Lex Luthor. Just with like the external like strength of like Superman, so he
Like,
could
Oh no,
literally.
yeah,
willingly.
definitely,
Like,
yeah.
like
That's
I
no,
didn't see him.
That's the purpose of this character, yes. But
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
moving forward, without being controlled, he's literally half a brain. Like they said he's a defective clone who doesn't have the intelligence to do anything on his own. So we have to command him. When he wasn't commanded, he sucked. He was doing wild punches, slow, not reacting, and Superman was not a good fighter, not at all. As we've seen in this film, he was not capable at all to switch up his style, be speedish. He had like reflexes, like against the girl, but even then, he just wasn't capable in a sense of like we have to find another way to nerf him. In a hand-to-hand fight, he was getting hit. He was getting punched. He was getting stepped on. He was taking L's. And that's a part of James Gunn trying to make him more beatable and try to nerf him in his universe. But at the same time, he didn't ever feel like super like what's the most iconic movie moment we've seen with Superman? When in Superman Returns, with the one with Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, and the guy in the beginning of the film shoots a bullet and it crushes on Superman's eye. That's like one of the most iconic Superman opening scenes, and we don't have a moment where Superman just felt like I'm him.
You know what? Even okay, I know this might be a little jumping around, but like there is a moment in Lois Lane's apartment, so where she comes in her apartment and then Superman's already there, but she doesn't know that, and she grabs a bat. I could have sworn that she was gonna go up like behind him, like turn around that corner and just
And the bat was gonna crush. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for that. No. Oh, it's you. Puts it back down.
Like I could have sworn that was going to happen.
I was hoping so bad that it was just going to crush, and he's going to be like, oh, Lois, like this. The most we got was him hugging and kissing her, and then she was off the ground when they zoomed the camera out.
Yeah, which I did like.
It was nice touch. Not mad at that, but Superman didn't do much. Only thing super things he did was save people, which I'm happy. The saving people scenes, do not take those out. But I wanted him to be a part of like the reason they beat the Beast more. It more was like a showing a way where he's like too nice. That's kind of what they kind of made it seem like. The Justice Game, like, bro, you a little too nice, bro. Like, kill these things, man. And it's like, but I care about every living thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm an alien too. So we don't know where this is from. We could have captured it or maybe killed it in a more humane way or something like that. And it's like, man, who cares, bro? It was terrorizing the city. Just kill it. I blew up his organs, and it died. So, shrug emoji. And they didn't even care what was going to fall. It was going to fall in like 3-4 skyscrapers, and Superman was like, hey, wait a second. Like, and he put it down, got crushed. But
he was the only one that cared about
the people and stuff like that. But then, all right, well, here's the hot take. He cared about the property damage. What happened at the beginning of that situation? He got crushed and went under the ground and didn't just immediately pop up. He had to go through the entire like street and tear it up to pop out.
He's bugged by like it's a Warner Brothers movie. Come on, brother.
It was less about the property and more about the people. I think he cared more about.
I'm saying, but he was doing more like
about the property.
I'm saying, but he was doing more.
Just caring more about his surroundings than other people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I guess we can go ahead and talk about I think Metamorpho and that scene entirely. We kind of touched on it, but like Metamorpho. So again, I talked a little bit with this with Ghost before we recorded. What was Lex's like true intentions with Metamorpho? Because you have it to where I guess in this pocket dimension, I wish they talked about it more and established like, hey, you don't need to eat or sleep or anything here. If he said that, like you don't need to eat or sleep or anything in here, use the bathroom or nothing, because it's in this. That's what I have this place for. Then it would make sense to try to have Metamorpho sit there with Kryptonite as his hand for like the rest of time, essentially, until you get through all the people you want to interrogate him with and then kill him. But we don't know how much time that was going to take or how long he's going to sit there and torture Superman. So at any point, if Metamorpho went to sleep or anything, if the guy who was holding the baby, because that's the whole scene dynamic, Metamorpho is being forced to do this because across the like metaphorical hall, there's a bad guy like holding his child, and here's what I'm talking about when I talked about this in the beginning. The child looked like an AI baby, bro. It looked like an AI baby slop. It was the worst CGI in the film by far.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I
Definitely.
said, bro, I could see like scrolling on like my girlfriend's TikTok, I could see this as like an AI video or something. Like it looked awful. Absolutely awful.
Like, to me, it looked like an early rendering
Yeah.
that they didn't go back
Screening.
and it just.
I would have took it if you just had a
Oh,
baby
boy.
and put some paint on it.
And the thing is, I know it's a baby, but his head was huge,
Abnormal.
abnormally huge, and then. No. Okay,
The issue with
No,
that,
he's just a metahuman. Because if it was an alien, I guess Lex. If it was an alien, Lex would have like. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. So I don't know.
Wait,
But the
Metamorphosis or
thing-
metahuman?
I believe so.
Yeah, like, and again, Metamorpho is such an interesting character that, but we don't really get to know him.
we don't
We
really
don't like we just know what he can do.
No, we just knew that he was not like he. We could tell that he cared about his child, and he wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily a bad guy. But it's like I'm in here. I might have a purpose to serve.
And would have been too much to know why he was in there.
Yeah, it was just like we got you, like we captured you. But maybe I guess
Yeah.
that's the plan. It's like Lex just like knew there was somebody who could turn into different elements. It was like, well, we need him,
Yeah,
so let's just go ahead and capture him.
Fair.
Pick up a
Fair
card or
enough.
something and just get him.
Fair
Fair
Now,
enough.
but the issue is, you just expected him to just have his hand as kryptonite for the rest of
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
time you needed him to be there. It would have made
Mhm.
sense if like they were torturing him in order him to change into it, or like you mentioned before, if they were trying to remove some of the pieces off of him to see if they could like harness it. Which I'm guessing that you can't do that. I think it just goes away and he
But they were doing so much research in this pocket universe. I'm sure they could have done
they could have
something.
done something to make it be more permanent.
Yeah.
Or even like
Yeah,
study
he-
him to try to create kryptonite or something. Like,
Yeah.
because if we know it on the elementally base, because when Metamorpho made a pseudo sun, shout out to Super. This is another Saiyan reference if you think about it.
Mhm.
But he made a pseudo sun, which don't know how that works because now it's like, what exactly does Superman take from the sun?
I mean,
What
to
does
be
Superman take
fair,
from the yellow sun?
when he got it, he wasn't at full power. He still was like
Yeah, but
lagging.
it gave him some strength. So
Yeah.
what exactly is Superman taking from the sun that gives him the power? Because it didn't melt the glass, so it wasn't like it was really, really hot.
No.
And it was just kind of like a flashbang. It was just like a flashbang. So what exactly did Superman take from that?
Solar flare?
I don't know.
You're telling
No,
But it was more like,
Krillin was in this
like
movie?
Vegeta making a it was kind of like
It was
Vegeta
probably-
making a moon.
It was probably just enough just to get him
Out
out of
Back
there.
yeah, like because he was
Yeah.
still sick and he had to take the rest. So it's like, I guess we don't know exactly what he's taking from the Superman or the sun, but he was able to create enough of it. Shout out to Metamorpho for knowing the elements that it takes to make a sun. But so if you know the elements that it takes to make the thing, and that's how he has to create it,
Mhm.
what makes kryptonite, and why can't Lex just make it? Unless it is itself the compound, then it's like okay.
Yeah, it's just the element, right? That's how I.
So if that's the case, which is already established that they know about it, why wasn't Lex making a more of an effort to get it? And it's other things like you kind of want. Long story short, why wasn't Lex trying to have a more permanent option here?
He was permanent option. Permanent enough. I mean, Lex was going to torture this man and then kill him. That's all he was.
And then kill him. But how long was he going to take for this torturing process? And I didn't like how, like, I get it where he was like, I gotta find somebody else to try to use to torture you. Maybe Clark Kent. I was like, it's the easiest time to say Lois Lane, but like, but okay, Clark Kent, sure, because he
I mean,
did interviews.
yeah, the only person who was giving interviews to was Clark Kent.
Yeah, I guess Lois imposed before everything went bad. So, now the way he breaks out, he does the sun, which now let's run this back. Lex told the guy who was holding the baby, if he ain't doing his job, take the baby out. It's not like he can just say, no kryptonite, son. He had to unkryptonite his hand and then sit there and process a son. And everybody is yelling like, hey, come guards, come, because I don't want Lex to kill me. Why isn't the guy on the other side of the hallway just killing the baby? He's not doing the job.
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
Yeah.
He's not doing the job.
I don't think so.
From what
So
I
he should have
remember,
killed
yeah.
the baby. He should have just killed the
Because
baby.
There's no way he couldn't have seen that.
There's
no way.
literally no way. And then it's a big ass light. If I see anything funky coming from that thing, I'm killing the baby. That's what Lex told me to do. But instead, he's just sitting there like, Then Superman has a moment where he's like, hey, I'm full strength. Breaks through. Then the guy's like, huh? And then he punches him and takes the baby. All right. I suspended my belief enough. Okay. Got the baby.
Yeah.
I can't touch my baby when I'm in this like form that can make me fly. I need you to take care of the baby. So now Superman, if this was a video game, he's now in like the protect mission where you got to protect the person and get to the objective. And then, all right, the Electrobots come out and they try to like protect, and then Superman, bro, man,
the Lexbots weren't. They shouldn't have been strong enough to touch him. Honestly,
they weren't cool. I'm not gonna lie. They look very generic. They didn't have any flavor. They weren't cool. I don't remember what they looked like for sure. And I just watched the film, and it's like we're fighting, and then while this is going on, Mr. Terrific and Lois are coming in through the pocket, the portal to try to like find where he is. And he's sending out the orbs to try to find. Of course, Superman, right after he gets the baby out, he's like, I gotta get Crypto. He gets Crypto out. Cool. Yeah, you need to get your dog. I get it. Then the bots are coming. They have to do the fight. They tackle him, and then Mr. Terrific says to Lois, like, hey, we can't touch that shit down there. If you touch that shit, you're done. You're cooked. If you touch that rainbow stuff, you're done. Superman proceeds to swim in it for like 5 minutes. I don't know what it is. I thought it was like one of those things where you touch it, you're getting like dimensionally warped or something. Yeah. But they made it like it was so scary, but the Doombots were in it. Superman was in it. He's holding up the baby, but I'm like, the current is so high that the baby had to get touched by a couple particles. So I'm like, what is it? Does it go through your skin? Does it burn you? We don't know. And it's looking like Tetris blocks.
Yeah, it was so weird looking. Like,
and this is what you said. What did you say to me before?
I said that. Okay, like you just said, like, you know, we have suspension of disbelief, and like we know that some of this shit is going to be a little silly. Like, we know that. But just the way that this was realized with, you know, the visual effects and just, you know, with the mapping of like this, I think anti-proton river, I think is what it was called. Yep. In a comic, if we were to like see this imagery in a comic, I feel like if we were just to see Superman in this river in a comic drawn out with him with the baby in his hand, I feel like in still images, we would be able to buy it.
Exactly.
But because it just does not translate well to screen. It just doesn't. In motion, it just does not. It just is like it's like a moment to where it just was like too far, not even realism, just believability. Because I feel like at this point, it's not even about being realistic. I think being believable within this world. And it crossed the line. At least to me.
It felt like the whole Flash movie.
Oof.
Oh, don't bring that shit up.
Because but I didn't like any of that, like the effects from the splitting of the universe stuff. I didn't really like most of those effects. And the thing that made me really upset about this scene, not only does it look nasty, not only is Superman like, I get it, he has one arm, but then he's like, oh wait, I can use my laser vision, and he starts laser visioning the guy, and then he's like punching the guy off and stuff. But whatever. Now they're stuck down, going down the current. He sees Crypto. Crypto, here, boy, here. Here, boy. Huh?
Leave her
Come
alone.
here. Help. Help me. Grab me. I can't get out. And on the baby fate. Bro, what the? If you don't get your damn dog ass to the pound, Mr. Terrific. Oh, I see where he is. Huh? Toy crunches on the T-spear. Get out of here! You ain't doing nothing. All you did was put yourself in danger. Now we all gonna get sucked in the black hole. Here comes Metamorpho. He tried to octopus arm pull him. I get it. He tried, but it's a black hole. How does Superman beat a black hole? So one hand, Superman can't swim in this anti-proton river, but his breath is strong enough to push back the suction of a black hole. Bro, at that point, I'm blowing the building from falling over. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's another thing I said. Like, he uses those powers so sparingly that you would think that there was a reason that he used them so sparingly.
Like it makes him tired or his energy. Like,
yeah. But it just boiled down to the fact that he just
didn't think about it, and it was like, oh wait, I got this. And we see how effective it was towards the last fight, and he's like, once he starts using his abilities, bro, shrug emoji.
I mean, Superman is canonically not dumb. Like he's not the smartest guy in the room, but like he's not very dumb. Strategic.
He's not a detective like Batman, but he's
in a situation he's capable, and he's
capable.
Okay, I got an idea. I can show you the. So if you guys know, the Justice League Unlimited episode where Lex Luthor is in the Red Sun room and he has the kryptonite gloves and he's like, come on in, Superman, let's go at it. And Superman just closes the room and then throws the safe in the police department. He's like, bro, this Superman would walk in the room. This is what this Superman would do. He would walk in the room and try to fight him. Because it was like, bro, some of the feats, it's like, I get it, he's weaker, but then it's like, oh no, he's not. I don't know, and I didn't like any of that part of the scene. They get out, cool, then they traveling through, they barely make it, they barely make it. They always do that in films, barely make it. Cool, they get out the portal, and they're cool. Terrific says, I'm gonna stay here and try to crack the code. So Mr. Terrific, canonically, is the smartest, if not top, 2, 1, 3 in DC. He's very, very, very intelligent. Takes that man hours to try to crack Lex's code. So that's the smart feat that they give to Lex, is the fact that he was able to make multiple portals and not rip open the entire fabric of reality and use them continuously. And the fact that he was able to make a code that Mr. Terrific was not able to crack. He was not able to crack it until, I guess, the very end, where he kind of ego cracked it. Because the guy was like, hey, I'm here to help. I'll tell you exactly the code. Shut up. Get out my face. And he went and cracked it. But he was like, I want to give you the code, Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific. Terrific.
So, okay. But he spent hours trying to crack it, and he gave Lois the access to his T-Mobile. Forgot what he called it. But I'm going to call it the T-Mobile.
It was a T-Mobile.
It was a T-Mobile?
I think it was.
And then it's like, yeah, it's intuitive to fly, and she almost crashes it, and that's the whole it was a lot of hey, let's make this funny. James Gunn, I think he was like, let's make this funny. Lois and Mr. Terrific goes to get the T-Mobile. The gate rolls up really slowly.
You know
what that remind me of? You know what that remind me of?
The Altoids?
The goddamn... Oh, yes! The goddamn Altoids! Because it held on it too long. It held on the scene so long. It's like, okay, you got my laugh. Okay, it's long. Okay, it's still going up. You couldn't invest in a faster thing for your gate? Yeah, I'm working on it. And this is all right. You have this.
It's
T-Craft.
T-Craft.
Okay, so the T-Craft. And so whatever. And then of course you have the moment where at the end of the film where Daily Planet crew are all in the T-Craft, and then she falls off the side of the building, and then she goes up. But now that takes us to where Ma and Pa Kent go to see Superman, and this is after the whole, hey, my parents did this thing. In this film, instead of having Martha, Ma Kent be the big driving factor, they really emphasize on Pa Kent, which I liked. Give Pa Kent some shine. We don't see some shine for Pa Kent, and that's cool. They could have worked on the monologue itself that Pa gave to Clark in the morning after he recovered. Shout out to the what was it, the Crab Boys? What was it? But the like band that I forgot the name that Clark listened to.
The Crab Boys, yeah.
The
The
It was like
crab
Crab
something
boy
Boys
Crab
or
Boys.
something.
Crab Joys. That's something Crab Joys. Yeah, it was something
Yeah.
Crab Joys. But anyway, uh so the scene itself, I do like the idea, and you can argue that, like, hey, if we talk to an average Midwestern father, they're probably going to give a imperfect speech like this just to try to comfort their child, and I'll give you that. And I kind of wish Clark had that understanding moment where he was like, I understand, and I'm not my parents, which we got the idea that he said that at the very end, but we didn't get that like confirmation of like, I'm not like them. Which he could have brought up when he confronted Lex at the end, where he's like, "You think I'll be like this? Even when my parents said these things, you think?" Because Lex could have emphasized that at the ending scenes too, when Superman had him dead to right. But he's like, "Your parents still said this. You're still supposed to be a killer. You're born to be this way." And then he's like, "No, that's where you're wrong, Lex." And he could have had a scene like that too. But we just kind of grazed past it, and we kind of made it seem like Lex faked the footage, even though he didn't fake the footage. So and Superman had like a feeling. That's why he was struggling eating the cereal. He was like, "Damn, man, my parents, they want me to be a bad guy." And Pa Kent says, "Nah, you are who you decide you are. Your actions make you who you are. And I believe you're a good son. And I believe you're good." And it's like, And then it's like, "Hey, son, you might want to see the news." And then the stuff just gets pushed on, and he can't really have that time to process. So I think if all you had to do is have him eat the cereal, his father gives the speech, and then have Clark do like look down. He may look off to the sun, and then the scene has a definitive end, so you know that he's processing. Then he's trying to come back in with a bowl of cereal, and then his mom says like, "Hey, Clark, you want to come here? Come here and see this." And you just give that beat, just that small little beat, can allow us as the audience to know that Clark thought about what his dad said, and it wasn't just like, "Hey, we got to go to the next thing." So it could have just been like 5 minutes of time, because he's still like, as he's coming in the house, putting in the bowl of cereal, "Hey, son, you want to go see this?" Boom, boom, he sees the stuff. "I got you. I cleaned your boots. They're ready." And then he goes out and goes. Now, here's what I was talking about with the mythos issue. Mon and Pa Kent have pretty, like, they're from the Midwest accents. They sound country. Why doesn't Clark sound country? Now, I get Superman not sounding country. You can even argue that once he gets to Metropolis, he has to like kind of conform. Like, I get it, like a code switch. When he's at the Daily Planet, doesn't want to be people to make fun of him or something like that. But we all know, once you go around your parents, once you're in your hometown, the true you comes out. You spent over 18 of your years there, growing up. This is you. You should have that country slang, that country twang, and be country. But nobody Superman adaptations do this. And that's an issue I have with all Superman adaptations. They don't touch this. So I'm not giving James.
It's not in the South. Like Midwestern country doesn't sound like Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but Ma and Pa Kent had a Midwestern country type of accent. Am I wrong? Like, you could tell they were from a rural area.
I don't know. It felt like a typecast.
I think you're missing the point.
I get the point. I love you, that criterion.
I just wish that they had that, but it's okay.
More importantly, why did it take the Justin Gaines so long to get to Yom Kippur?
Okay, now this is where the film, this third act is like the most hit or miss part about the film. because there's so much good and there's so much not. And that is a big issue. You're right. Where you have this dynamic of the good, I'm gonna say the
Jar and
Or-
how do I
Poor.
say what does it say one more time?
Damn it. Jar.
It's like sorry,
It's like junk and porn. There's
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
John.
Jarhampur.
Jarhanpur, they're sitting there and they're holding their pitchforks, their farmer supplies. They're in their like just regular day clothes. And they're like, we're not going down without a fight. Military trucks coming from the B guys. That's all I'm gonna call it. It was like Barovia, like something similar.
Moravia.
Moravia. They're coming up in the trucks and the military guys. They're about to just mow these guys down, and they're waiting on the word. This is a good moment. Two kids stick up their makeshift flagpole, and at the top on some garbs, they drew Superman's hope symbol. The symbol on his chest. It looks like an S. We all know and love it. What does that tell the audience? And then all the crowd says, Superman, Superman,
Superman.
Superman. I'm like,
Superman.
he's about to come and save the day. Flashback, the Universal Rift is opening. Hey, Superman, I need your help. Okay. He comes in. They go and they have the whole fight scene with Ultraman and the girl. That ends the way it ends. We see the whole reveal of Ultraman fighting. Crypto comes. They bite the cameras out. He then beats up Ultraman. Bus comes by. He breaks his arm. Like he dislocates his arm to sling him over into the bus, which was really nice. I like that where he's like he had to exert himself. Another thing that James Gunn is trying to make Superman feel like he's beatable for sure. So he's like crack, breaks the arm to swing it over. Bus comes, hits him to the black hole. Imply he's probably going to come back. Now all that's going on. The army's pushing in on the people. So I'm like, how is Superman going to fly over there and get there this fast, as well as deal with this going on over here? I really hope Superman can find a way. Superman, little boy by himself. Superman. Superman.
Literally, the tanks are already.
Tanks are like, they're going. Everybody ignores
them. This little boy's about to get shot up.
And the boy, he says, and the guy's like, I got the rifle right in his face. I'm about to blow his little brains out. And then Guy Gardner comes and puts the box and protects the child. Now, yay, I'm happy the child's protected, but I wanted Superman to be there so bad. I was like, it's nobody else can save this boy but Superman. And Guy was like, it's not Superman, but it's somebody way cooler. And don't get me wrong, the scene was still cool when he was dismissing all the trucks and stuff and the tanks, and he was doing the middle fingers to again show the character of how unique he is and how funny he is and how cool he is in that regard. And then you have Hawk Girl going into the officials area and swinging up, and she kills the president.
Yep. Kills him.
I didn't like that.
I like it, but here's the thing now. This is the president of a U.S. coincided thing. They did reveal the plans, but it's like, does U.S. just say we're not allies with them anymore? And also, with those plans being said, does that still justify the murdering of the president? There's some other stuff that, like, politically that means. Of her just straight up killing him. I get the moment, like, I get the sentiment where it's like, hey, drop him. But, like, the U.S. wasn't necessarily like, oh, we're pro Superman now. There's still, like, that divisiveness between the powers, like, implied with that scene with Rick Flag and the other Asian guy who's on the official team. Where it's like, I still don't trust on you. Now the metahumans make the rules, blah, blah, blah. So that's a little interesting. But boom, you have that scene. It was fine for what it was. But I wanted Superman to be there to save the people, to be honest.
I mean, he's
And-
not fast enough, right?
Yeah, he's not fast enough. That's why I was like, how is he going to get there? He doesn't get there. He doesn't get there. So,
Well, he was preoccupied. He
no.
outsourced that
It's
shit.
completely fine. But the way they put the scene up, I really want Superman to be there because now, if I'm the boy holding up the sign, Superman didn't save me. So now it's like on a flag all over right. It's like metahuman. slash alien, and just like hold up that sign and hope somebody comes super to save me. Not
So-
necessarily Superman. So,
Yeah, Superman should have been
But-
there at least for the first part. I mean, like I
Well,
said,
my thing is,
I mean, the Flash.
there was no way for
Flash-
him to time for them to make it. But
That shot of that boy holding that flag was literally in the trailers.
yeah,
Literally.
so
So
Who was
Like,
I
get
get
it,
it.
why
Why
he's
he's
not
not
there.
there. Shut up. I get why he's not there. It makes sense, but it's like I think thematically it's building up to this moment that just never happens.
yeah,
And
it was
I-
like it's stakes higher, and then it doesn't necessarily fall flat. But I ended up feeling disappointed because I wanted Superman to be there because he asked for Superman, and it would have meant so much if Superman still found a way to be there. But I get it; he just couldn't be there in the way that the story was written. So, yeah. And speaking of what Superman was doing, then you have like Lex being like, "All right, guys, trying to evacuate," and then Superman just comes in and it's like, "Yeah, we got you."
I'm just confused.
Crypto dog walks Lex, like
How-
beat him up. But
What was Superman supposed to do about the rift?
that's when Mr. Riff was like, "Hey, I need you here." I'm like,
What is he about to do?
I wish he just like he's gonna try to hold it together, like. But it was like he needs his help, I guess, like stop Lex. But at the same time, I wish he just added a line like we need to locate Lex or something like that. But they didn't even have a problem. They're like, yeah, he's right there, and they just go through and stop him. I wish the monologue between them, like I said, had that extra dynamic of like, but your parents still said you're gonna be a killer, so you're always a killer in my eyes. And then he's like, no, you are who you make you are, as well as the whole like I'm human in like my actions and stuff like that thing that he said.
And they took out Mr. Terrific really fast with the engineer.
Yeah. Mr. Terrific,
that's
like I said.
great.
Oh yeah, she one shot him basically.
Yeah,
But I mean, he don't got no powers like for real. He's just really smart, so I get it. He should be dead. That's another thing. Like the way the impact he took. I don't know if he has like some super strength or nothing. I don't know Mr. Terrific's character in and out. I don't know if he has some sort of super strength or super durability or something. But that boy, he got crunched in that ground like it was a crater. So I don't know.
He was
How
definitely knocked out. He was knocked out for a second.
and then he was able to get back up and do his things. I'm like, I don't know how, but okay. Yeah. And then Lex goes to jail, and the world's like, "Yay, Superman! I knew you wasn't bad."
most of these scenes were just scenes, and then the movie ended. Right.
And then the post-credit scene. I mean, we did the
Scenes.
Supergirl reveal and everything. Oh, I didn't see the second one. I had to leave. What was the second one actually? Just tell me what it is.
He was on the moon.
Technically, doesn't even matter. It's literally just a joke.
Oh, the one on the moon one.
Then-
So what was the other one?
The one at the very end is just a joke. It's a joke. Like it's literally like after you know how basically after the rift, basically half of Metropolis is like split in half, and then he puts it back together.
Mhm.
Basically, it's just a small joke about how Superman thought that it could have been straighter. That's it. It's just a joke. It's just a joke, and
Like-
he like rage bait Mr. Terrific. That's what he's gonna.
yeah,
yeah, that's it. That's exactly what he does. That's it. And it's like, it's funny, I guess, but it's like, I really do think that Supergirl thing could have been a bit more impactful if it was maybe done as
A different way, but
also in a post-credit scene. I think it would have been much better because I think you would have ended the movie, I think, with the final. I guess that final moment before Supergirl was like Lois and Clark in the air.
Yeah,
That's
they
like the
kissing.
last,
I
like-
think that was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
they were kissing it.
I think it was.
That could have been an ending scene. I don't mind the whole scene itself of him going to the Fortress of Solitude. I guess, yeah. I guess what you could have did after is like maybe the Crypto Moon scene, where it's like
Yeah.
we did it Crypto, and then you just have like the do, and then it plays out the song, goes into the credits. Then the post credit scene shows that he's in the place getting his daily heal or whatever, and then she comes back, and that's like implied that it happens after the Moon thing, where it's like, oh, let's go back, get the heal or whatever, and then yeah.
Wait, so how was Lex able to clone Superman and have him be like Superman strength?
That's a great question. He got his DNA from the hair, so the DNA.
I get that, but like,
I guess
how
like
does he get
Kryptonian
power?
DNA.
We need more power. We need
Kryptonian.
information. I don't know. It
Because like I get like Kryptonian
Yeah.
DNA, just the way it functions. If you're in the yellow
strong
sun,
enough. Yeah,
you're a guy. You're that
Yeah.
guy. So
and then
that makes
the
sense. Not a whole nano.
Well, I mean, the Kryptonians know that though too.
That's what I'm trying to understand in this universe. Do the Kryptonians know that a yellow sun equals good? Clark knew. He knew. He said that. He said yellow sun is it. So,
Yeah, how do you know about the red sun?
yeah.
I guess Kara. I guess
yeah.
taught him that. I don't
But
know.
then again, why did you talk about my parents and blah 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 blah? So there's so many things as like
James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of things that don't quite make sense, and it's like I feel like this movie is just too damn short. It's too short. It's too short. As much as he's trying to achieve in this movie, it's too short.
They could have moved
Like
around
another-
some time though.
No. The thing is, I literally think the movie is too short. I think we don't have. I think there's a lot of telling and not showing.
Yep.
Like, why in the beginning of the movie are we seeing text when we could literally just see it? Especially for something that literally just happened.
Yeah,
like-
we should got all the stuff that just happened.
Yeah, like, I mean, that didn't make any sense to me, and then we're getting a lot of, exposition in the dialogue about certain things, and it's like, why can't we just see it? And it's like, there's an interesting dynamic between Superman and Lex Luthor, but it's like, we're told a lot of it. We don't get to see much of it, because a lot of the dynamic is before the movie even starts.
Yeah.
And I just think the structure of the movie needed to be very different in order for all of these ideas and all of these dynamics between these characters to fully work. And it doesn't fully work.
I agree.
Doesn't fully work.
Doesn't fully work. So that being said,
Yeah.
what's our number scores for this one?
real quick, I want to talk about the scene after Ultraman where he defeats Ultraman and then he comes up and has to fight all the Lex bots, and that's like the iconic when he punches the guy's tooth out into the screen. That scene wasn't fire. It was all the trailer shots.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, for real. And Superman literally punched like 3 people, and then he got hit with like a bunch of them on him. He did a spin. They all came back, and he just did the laser spinneroonie, and it was like, voila. And I was like, oh, I wanted to see like, that was the 100 Deadpool moment, for real. Because like, he just was like, whatever, laser in a circle. Like, man, you could have been doing this to beat some of these creatures. But anyway,
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Where did Lex even get that creature? Anyway.
Pocket,
Yes,
yeah, man. And then it's like, who knew that it was gonna grow? And it just, what was the rate of it growing? Because from the night to the morning, it was 7 foot, but by the time it was wherever Superman seen it, it was huge. So I'm like, what caused it to grow? It was a lot of things. Whatever. It's fine.
Number score,
Whatever.
please.
I don't.
The person who watched the movie first.
I think James Gunn he wanted to not tell an origin story so badly that he really skipped explaining anything.
I feel like we came in on episode 3. It
Yes.
was a show, like we came in on episode 3.
Hell, we came in season 3.
Sure.
That's fair. I feel like season 2, midway through.
Season 3.
I feel like we came into season 2, episode 3. That's what I think. Where it's like it was a whole introduction, We
Mhm.
got through like Superman did the like thing, and then it was like consequences to the first action that he did, and that's like a season, like an episode 3 type of thing, and it's like, all right. So in the whole exposition thing, these are big implications to James Gunn's DCU. Like 3 centuries ago is when the first metahuman was shown or showed up, quote unquote. So that's a huge background
Who was there
of
specifically?
metahuman characters. That's what it said. It
I
said
know, so who was
three.
there? Wonder Woman?
I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what character they're gonna say. I guess Wonder
right?
Woman.
He doesn't even have a Wonder Woman cast. Like I don't even.
I guess
I
it's
mean-
Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman's technically a god. I don't.
Yeah, but like, when did I mean she was? I mean, like, if Wonder Woman, right?
But Wonder Woman was like a ancient Greek, like almost time period. But then it was implied that
She was there
the
for a
mascara
long-
is just like in its own thing. So it's like they just were like this, and then she leaves out, and it's modern day. So
who else would they? I don't know.
3 centuries ago, it had. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know who would be shown.
I'm not sure.
3 centuries ago.
I'm not sure.
I think
But,
Dr. Manhattan's in the
every-
universe too.
I
It's
mean-
gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We haven't had Dr. Manhattan in a while. We will.
We'll see if they loop in the Watchmen. That'll be a little grounded for this. Mr. Manhattan is not, but like the Watchmen as a whole is a lot grounded. But
That's.
if you think
they
about
need to
like
just
Hal Jordan's is older, he's like in his 50s. Guy Gardner's in his like 50s, 40s, 50s. So these people have been around for some years, at least 30 years, roughly 20 to 30 years. So hey, we'll see how they use this to their advantage. This big time between, we have a young Superman. I wonder if Batman's gonna be young. We'll see.
I could see Robert Pattinson, just pull him over.
they just need to
just
just
loop
loop
him
him in.
Let's do it.
They just need to loop him in.
And I mean, yeah, just do it. The issue that comes with this,
We got Peacemaker.
when you have, yeah, we do have Peacemaker. The issue that we are going to run into now, I think Suicide Squad felt more similar to this Superman movie than Batman ever really could.
Sure.
But this is the issue actually, is because all these tonal switches. Because James Gunn said that the Clayface movie is going to be tonally different, and like it's going to feel different, like a different movie, a different style. And it's like, that's great, but when we have to combine these movies together eventually, how will that look? Like, imagine this Superman interacting with that Batman.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to be such a awkward. Because Robert Pattinson is like really emo. He's a really emo Batman. And this Superman is like a happy-go-lucky, like, listen, hey, bro, I listen to the ain't crab joys, bro. So, and so seeing those interact together is gonna be.
I mean, it's
And the Penguin's in there too.
they're like polar opposites, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like that can be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, that could work. But
Could be, and I feel like in some moments you could maybe lean more comedic with Batman in certain moments, and then you could kind of lean into like the darker aspects for Superman a little more whenever they're with each other or interacting with each other. I feel like that's possible. So I don't know. Like, I just think that considering all the other options and literally introducing a whole nother Batman, just introduce him. Just introduce
I mean,
him.
Gotham's
If Matt Reeves can make a script,
He did. Technically, he turned it in.
he turned in the script.
Yeah, he did.
Because the last thing I heard was
Turned it
James Gunn saying that he was just a little like slow with it.
No. There's a whole picture posted to social media, everything. Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
turned it in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
remember Squares?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're rating this thing.
Did we talk about everything?
I think so.
I believe it.
Did we talk
Hope
about
so. It's
Lois
been an hour
Lane?
and 42 minutes.
Oh, Lois. Oh, I mean, Lois was great.
Yeah.
She had just enough spice for me to like. She has some white woman privilege, but it's okay. And I do like the scene with her and it's Jimmy, right? Jimmy,
Jimmy Olsen.
the lady killer Jimmy.
The
That man
lady
was
killer.
just getting
So this-
getting girls thrown at him the whole film, which I'm like, all right, bro. But, but
Even with all the crazy shit going on in this movie, that was literally some of the most unrealistic shit in the movie.
Like,
Like
that
that
What do you
was
mean?
I'm like,
Jimmy was fun, bro.
crazy.
Let him get
Yeah,
down
he
getting
was.
toes, bro. Let him get down getting toes.
but let's be honest, like Lois did her job, but like without Jimmy, the Lois like ending like Daily Planet wrote the thing to take down Lex. That was all Jimmy.
No.
Jimmy had the connection with Lex's girlfriend.
But she put it together. He was like, "This is nothing," and she was like,
Yeah,
"Well,
she
look
put
at
it
that."
together.
She put it together.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
Lois
worked
put it
together. They worked
together.
together. So.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was Jimmy's first byline. Because like for like the majority of the movie, he wasn't really like
A factor until like that. Like, yeah, like it was implied that him and Clark were kind of friends, but like we didn't see that dynamic that much. So yeah, and then Perry was like, "Tell me everything you have."
Yep.
That's good. Write it. Okay, post it. Cigar. So I was like, okay.
It's like,
Well,
JJJ, is that you?
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say about Lois Lane is I think that this Superman is a bit too idealistic and naive, and to be honest with you, a little childlike, honestly.
Sure.
And I feel like she helps bring a certain level of pragmatism and reality to him. Because, like, that whole interview, like, she was conducting a real interview. Like, she wasn't, like, you know, his girlfriend. Like, she was just conducting an interview. Yeah. And it's like he just could not understand that. And it wasn't like she was trying to pick a fight. She was literally just trying to get him to see the broader implications of his actions, especially from a political and media standpoint. And that's something that he didn't even consider.
yeah, and for being a reporter, that's something that you
Yeah.
have to understand. You would have to understand to even really get a job as a reporter.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. And even
So-
like she said, like, even like she said, the ethics of him literally interviewing himself. Of course, no one knows that, but
Yeah,
again,
but
he
yeah,
literally
there's
is
interviewing
interviewing
himself.
himself.
And
And
it's
it's
like
like she
It's like-
doesn't
yeah.
understand that.
It's like paying a media or something like that just to
Yeah.
say like, exactly what you wanted to do. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I understood what Superman was trying to like say and how he was like, what do you mean people are gonna die? And like, I'm not acting on everybody's accord. I'm just acting on like as Superman, and I just want to make sure that I keep everybody safe regardless. But it's like when you do that, when you take a stance, you take like when you do something, you take a bigger stance.
Yeah.
And that's why
And
no other hero stood up because they understood that the optics of this would be bad for my brand and for me. But that's like kind of like if Superman could have literally turned all of that by saying like if he said a simple sentence of like if you think me trying to save people's lives is a bad thing, so be it. If he just doubled down on it, I would have been like, I respect it. It's a world where I see somebody being like, I respect it. Because at the end of the day, he was just on blanketly save people's lives. And that's where it's like, if any conflict breaks out, I'm going to try to not have anybody die, regardless of whatever side, whatever policy. I don't want any human to be killed. Because at the end of the day, soldier number 1 versus soldier number 2, they not orchestrating this.
Yeah.
And if he took a broader stance like that, he gets around all of that, in my opinion. And for the people. Now, governments can still be like, hey, what are you doing? But for the people eyes, if he said, I don't care, I don't want nobody to die, people would be like, okay, I get what you're saying. So
he just kind of refused to look at the broader implications of his actions. And it was like, again, that's fine, I guess. But again, you have to like accept that they have consequences, that it's going to not just be a simple, oh, hey, I stopped this war. No, you didn't. You
Prolonged
Just
allowed
it.
increase,
You
you increase tensions and
you
stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
But they tackled this
Yeah.
all in the Christopher Reeve Superman 4, I believe, when he destroyed all the nuclear warheads. It was like no war, and it was like, oh, let's go through. So that was actually a good film. I think this is what they're kind of having a nod to. Obviously, the whole real world connections of this with different leaders, with all nefarious means, billionaires being able to basically buy out a politician by saying, hey, we want you to take over these people. I'm gonna give you basically, what was it, 6,000 or 7,000? I mean, 600 or $700 billion worth of weaponry, money, resources in order to take over
yeah.
this place. And all you gotta do is buy 100 bill, and I give you the rest. But you gotta give me half that place. You got me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, you can connect that to real world as
It was
well.
like
Like,
73 million. Missing.
nah, it was a big number, bro. It was like billion.
It was a big number, but it was like I remember her say I think she said they only paid about
10% of
2
the
billion.
billion.
They
No,
played
not
like
even-
a small amount, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
got like a bunch more worth of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's the main gimmick. They paid a small amount and they got way more. It wasn't like, hey, you buy half, I give you the other half. Nah, it was like they paid for like 10% of what they got, basically. And so, it was clear that we had alternative motives and stuff like that, and they circled that in.
It was like a.
But
It was a smaller amount because it was like hidden in the numbers.
yeah,
It wasn't like he paid for most of the weapons, and then there was like I said, like a $73 million missing thing. It's just like hidden in the numbers.
it was like, if you looked at the documents, you could see how it was like they didn't buy all that much. He gave them a lot. So that's something that was hidden in the documents. But of course, when you come out to the stand, you could say like, "Hey, I bought," and that's what was the headlines. LexCorp sells X amount of billions to them. Then this whole thing happens. But he didn't even sell it. He gave them a large majority. So again, you can see I do pride James Gunn on that. Very good, easy to see real world connections with what's currently going on in the place that should not be named, unfortunately. But yeah. But like you said, time for number scores. You have anything else you want to say about it? No, you can say, no, get it out. It's important.
Okay. Okay. I think that James Gunn doesn't say enough, at least after like the start of the film, about it, and then I think it just ends up being more broadly anti-war than being strictly about that conflict. Because to be honest with you, how Moravia is portrayed and its leader, it has very many elements of Russia.
I can see that.
That conflict and Russia and Ukraine. So I think it's more speaking more broadly and not specifically to any one issue. And then that would be fine and all, but I just think the way at the end of the movie, like, Lex Luthor literally reveals that, again, this whole time, it didn't really matter. Like, literally, he created this conflict to lure Superman to bait him. And that literally he's using these countries as pawns
Just
to
enact
enact like this, just to bait Superman. And I felt maybe if they were able to say something, connect that to like real world things once again, but they didn't do that. They just made it strictly about how he's just envious of Superman and he's just kind of lost in that. And like, it's just, I don't think it's earned. I don't think it's earned, like, just how it's trying to make a point about real world issues and real world situations. I don't think he sticks the landing. Like you said, there's a lot of things where he just does not stick the landing. So,
It
yeah.
got muddied. I think honestly the audition of like the parents saying that they wanted their son to rule over that planet thing
Yeah.
really put a big like I call it a black highlighter because it's like you want me to try to see under the conflict underneath, but it's like you just you really overshadowed it, and then the way the whole of humanity just kind of turned. I feel like you could have had like more turmoil with like this whole conflict, where it's like I don't know, but I feel like they treated the populace very. It was all like one wave. There was no division.
Like a hive mind almost.
Everyone was just like a hive mind. And they even said
Yeah.
that at the end of the film, where like it was like a clip of one guy who was like, "Well, both liberals and conservatives can believe that we don't like Lex now," and it's
That's
like,
Maxwell Lord.
yeah,
That
Maxwell
was
Lord
Maxwell
said that.
Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maxwell
Yeah.
Lord said that, and it's like, okay, that line implicates like it's just like a hive mind of thoughts, where it's like we don't have that division. It's just like everyone's like, "Oh, Lex bad, Superman bad," oh, and it's just like there should be a lot more nuance to some of these things. I mean, Lex being bad at the end is completely fine, but like just the way everybody turned on Superman so fast and this whole conflict in itself, we didn't even really get to see enough of Superman getting enough pressure in the media before he even got turned on. To be honest,
Yep.
they were like, like Lois, like, oh, my interview about it. I didn't even really know that was a problem until she said, "Let's interview about it." To be honest, as like watching the film, so.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I knew it was a problem because like the hammer was there, but like I didn't understand like how much people didn't like or did like cared about him doing this until like the interview part, and then after the interview part, before I could really start to kind of care, the Superman parents clip comes out, and it's like,
Yeah.
Like, you
Like you kind of have to play catch up in your mind to kind of make sure like you're keeping up with the pace of it, because you're not really being shown any of this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. So
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Since
You were higher
on this
doctor,
since
since
you know
since you were higher on the movie,
before this discussion,
how
how
about
you start the rating? What do you rate it?
8.
8.
Okay.
Okay.
Cloudy?
What really sold me
Yep.
was the
Okay.
when he predicted Superman's moves so much that he had all these things mapped out, and it really felt like a fighting game.
I did like that. I didn't mention that. I did like the 10A. You know,
Yeah.
like him doing it and dictating moves. I did like that.
Because it was almost like he was literally playing like chess.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
He's playing Street Fighter.
I almost forget about that too, where it was like,
Yeah.
with Lex's obsession with Superman, I wish we got to see a little bit more. Like Ghost said, if we had a little bit more screen time, or like Doc said, if we allocated the screen time a little bit differently. Just imagine like a scene where Lex, like one of his workers or somebody trying to tell him something, and Lex is in like a personal office, and it's just pictures of Superman everywhere, or he has a bunch of pictures of him laid out, or his screens are all just showing clips of Superman, and he's just sitting there thinking about Superman, and he's like, man, I got things that. Hey, Lex, I need to ask you something. Huh, what? And he's like, just like you could tell how obsessed he is about him. That would have helped with the leading to the third act, where that's when he started making those irrational decisions of like, fuck it, open the rift. I just need him now. I need it. And it's like that could have helped if we knew how like committed and obsessed he really was. But it almost felt like not like a plot twist, but like man, I didn't care about this thing, war, bro. I want you. It's just like, okay, well, you got me, but you gotta stop. And it's like,
yeah.
So
I feel it would have been more impactful if we were to see his obsession throughout the movie, instead of being literally spoon-fed towards the end that he's just this obsessive, yeah.
Because it was implied that he's just kind of like a maniac about anybody who didn't like him. But as far as I'm concerned, Superman didn't even know who Lex was until he knew that he took the stuff from his parents. Like, he knew he was a billionaire, but he didn't have any strong feelings against him or towards him until he took his dog and did the parents clip.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's just...
It was a one-sided.
It's just... Yeah, very one-sided. Like, he just... Because, like, I'm sure they've had interactions, but it's like... It seems like
It felt
He's
like
a lot
they
more-
didn't to me.
I mean, no,
I think Lex is just a lot more invested in this beef than Superman could have
was
was
ever
ever
like it
capable of. Yeah.
Superman-
So that's one
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. I think
this movie should have started
either
before
this like conflict with like the Hammer of Arabia, or even sooner. Because again, I think we just need a good establishment of their dynamic. Because the movie and the audience is playing catch up on like what this dynamic truly is like. So yeah. My score? 6.5. I'm sorry, like these issues, and again, I've seen it twice at this point, so maybe if I see it more, I can get it up to like a 7 or something, but I think the movie still has.
The more we talk about it, the more I kind of
the more I talk about it,
I
the more
can't
I
even
can.
really. I'm poking holes in it like SpongeBob. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not a bad film, but it's
No,
a
it's not
lot of
bad.
plot points that were like loosely connected. Like it's
Yeah.
like he tied a shoe, but you could tell if he walked 3 steps, it's untied. That's what it feels like. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I can. If I'm giving a point, I might give it a 6.8 Come Here Boys out of 10. Cause like here boy, that's 6.8 here boy out of 10. Because like it's not a bad film. I can maybe be swayed to give it a 7. I don't know, man, because I didn't like Crypto. Some of the visual effects were like polarizing. Some of the plot points felt really rushed or left unended. And with the way, like you said, we came into the film, a lot of these connections we didn't have a chance to build. And I didn't feel the impact of these towards the finale with pretty much all relationships. Like the Justice Gang felt like they knew each other, but we didn't get to see enough for their dynamic together. Like they didn't team together well.
Mhm.
It just felt like they were all doing their thing until it was solved.
Yeah.
And they cared about each other, like they protected each other and stuff, but it wasn't like, all right, like right when you go for the eye, I got the answer to combine with you. Like if like you remember when Guy opened up the eye and had the thing jabbing in. Imagine instead of that, he makes a constructed hand and it opens the eye, and then Hawk Girl goes to hit it. Just a team move, just a simple team move to just make them feel like they're a team. So if to Mr. Terrific said, "Hey, an eye is a weak point. Go for the eye." Green Hand opens up, Mace hits the eye. Just that simple. Hey, you guys feel like a team. They didn't have that. It just felt like, okay, we generally know what to do. We're capable on our own. We're here together though. Justice Gang. And so you got that. So that chemistry wasn't fully there. The Lois and Superman chemistry, it was not bad by any means, but it wasn't fully fleshed out there. Clark and his relationship to the Daily Planet wasn't fully fleshed out at all. Lex and Superman's dynamic wasn't really fleshed out enough in this film of my liking. So, the backstory changed. Although I didn't dislike it, it has a lot of plot holes that I don't know how he's going to fix. We still have a chance for that. Like Supergirl can come out and they can address some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But introduction of too many characters. Like in my opinion, we didn't really need to see Bizarro in this film, but we got it. And listen, man, it's just me. I'm tired of seeing a clone of the guy. We got this in Superman. It kind of felt like that when he came out as he was reborn and he was just bad. He kind of felt like a similar situation where it was just like, you have a Superman and he's evil, and we're tired of the evil Superman trope, but it's not an evil Superman, but it visually is an evil Superman. And it's like, okay. And I think the best clone of a hero thing we ever gotten was in Logan, when you had the X-24. That moment had me like, oh, I was on my seat. I was like, oh, this is getting good. When it was like Bizarro, it's Superman, I was like,
because again, like even the reason why it's not even technically Bizarro, because the thing about Bizarro is that it's like a whole different. It's not a clone. It's a whole different version of him. Like literally a bizarre. Like, and again, he has like his own personality, like bizarre version personality of Superman. Like this clone, Ultraman he's a shell, literally.
He's
It's just grunts and swings, grunts and attacks.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping through this journey of the black hole, I feel like he's going to return, and there's going to be this universe's Bizarro. He may develop some sort of like personality.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do know is this: nobody knows that Ultraman looks like Superman. So when they bring him back, they may do like, "Oh, Superman's committing a crime," and it's like, "What the fuck?" And they may be able to play on that or something. I don't know, but we will see. We will see. So yeah, if we had to average score out, I guess this is a 7.
Yes.
The team score together is a 7.
Yeah,
like,
roughly.
It's like 6.
It's a 6 or 8, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's a 6.8 here, boys, out of 10. That's what I'm giving that, man. How'd y'all make me not want to see a dog? Like, usually that's the star of the show. Groot was like amazing. How you mess it up? I just like Crypto go.
I think the issue is that, of course, I think visually he does look like Crypto from the comics, at least the earlier comics, visually. But I think behavior-wise, I think Gunn probably based it more because the dog is quite it's modeled off of his dog. So I think it's very possible that behavior-wise, that's where that comes from. His dog and like his experiences with pets. I think that's where it comes from, and not necessarily any characterization of Crypto from the comics or any other media. I think that's the issue.
I think that
he needed.
Yeah, I see exactly what
Yeah.
you're saying, because I think another thing we can also, if I had to give it credit, it's not Superman's dog. So if you ever like dog
not
sit
his
before,
dog.
it's like you could just say like, "Hey, sit," blah blah blah, and the dog just be like, "Who the hell are you?" So I get that, but it was put into stakes. My issue with the dog is we were put into stakes where I wish the dog autopilot did its job. The pool situation, the pool of Tetris blocks, river of Tetris blocks, it should have did its job. It should have at least tried to pull him out, but he couldn't do it. I would have accepted that. Like, he was trying to pull him out, but he couldn't quite get him out. And then Superman said, wait, I could blow in an assistance of the blowing, plus Crypto pulling, plus Metamorpho pulling, got him out. Thumbs up. But the dog was just like, lick the baby. Bro, I ain't got time for this. Like, we don't got time for this. We do not have time for you basically being a nuisance and a burden for a majority of the film. And you made me dislike having the dog there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
And for this being Crypto's first time in the movies, it's quite disappointing.
I hate to say it, but he's gonna be a Supergirl, and it's probably gonna be the exact same. And
Maybe it's a little bit better. Supergirl, hopefully.
Maybe.
well, it's implied that Supergirl don't care. She
maybe.
getting slammed on the ground, and she's like, "Whatever." Oh my god, Crypto. He's like, "This is why the dog's bad, because you don't be teaching them." So it may be better. She may be like, "Hey, yeah."
That she needs to train him. Maybe she realized.
Or maybe he actually just listens to her when she's serious or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do. I think next episode I'll probably do Eddington by myself. Probably do like
A quick little Eddington.
like a quick
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
I feel like Eddington. Thing, but.
This has been a surprisingly rough July.
Not
Not
gonna
gonna
lie.
lie.
We got Fantastic Four, and this really Jurassic. This ain't super. So is it gonna be fantastic?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
ready.
scared.
I'm ready for 4.
The
jury's
jury's
out.
out. The jury is very much like the market. I like the marketing for it so
Yeah, it's a
far.
ton of
I
great
think
marketing. I will say.
great marketing, and I feel like it's positioning this Fantastic Four. Unlike all the previous Fantastic Fours, like closest to the comics I think we've ever gotten. So at least we got that going.
Yeah, 4 is gonna be good.
At least.
I don't like how we getting Franklin so early, but we'll see how.
I don't care what you like. All right. Till next one. Let's make that real.
Till next
Hey, maybe you get a special guest for the fifth other.
So just to have 4 people.
I also tried the pizza from Little Caesars.
From Little Caesars, yeah. Actually, I had the Human Torch box. What box?
I also got the Human Torch box.
I feel like I've only seen that. I've seen it on TikTok. I'm like, where is that one? Because I've gotten 2 of the pizzas, both Human Torches. I'm like, wait, man, come on.
The sausage wasn't that bad either. But anyway, that's not about it. Superman, okay, 6'8", 6'9", out of 10. Yeah, you got reels. I guess for good.
6.8. Here, boys out of 10, man. Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.